Please tell us, yes, what is this?
Yeah.
What is this wonderful thing,
Now,
Moxibustion?
Again, in general, Moxibustion is one of another method using for helping people, for the solve some problem or to improve the health. What it is, Moxibustion? First of all, these words come from a medicine or herb called moxa. Okay. So what is moxa? Let me just show you. Okay. In fact, this is inside. This is moxa. Just like, in fact, it's very much similar to marijuana. Okay.
It smells sweeter,
Yeah.
like incense.
Yeah. When you people, like a cigarette, like tobaccos. Okay. When people smoking, this is made about make some sense. So in fact, it's a grass. It's a grass. Okay. And then we make them become chopped it and become like this. We roll them. So this is moxa. Moxa, in fact, is also medicine for internally. We use them in Chinese medicine. We make this one. People drink some tea, especially this moxa. Basically, in Chinese medicine, says warming the blood, and also sometimes can stop bleeding.
Okay.
So this is a very good specialty for lots of women when people have a period pain, very painful, very heavy bleeding. So this one, sometimes we make them into a tea or medicine, and very good for help them. So moxa is also used internally as well, like tea. But moxa also, because it's very fragrant, you can smell. That's always said like a marijuana, you smoke them, you feel. Yeah. Okay, I'm not giving marijuana to you. So basically, they're very fragrant. And so because this is fragrant, this is what we call this. They have a lot of external healing power because they penetrate the skin.
Right.
Okay. So therefore, we make them, we burn them. So simply Moxibustion is burning moxa on certain place.
So you actually touch the skin?
We don't touch the skin. Now, they do or yes or no. Let me tell you, most of them don't. So we normally we burn it. So just like you smoke a cigar. You smoke a cigar, use the heat. So in fact, this is what it looks like.
Okay.
The real look like. So this is like a Chinese moxa cigar. So this inside is exactly this. Okay. You lit it, you burn.
Exactly like a
cigar. But you don't smoke, otherwise you're choking. So what to do when you lit it, the fire come here, and then you start to put on some place. So in other words, put on some acupuncture point.
Right.
Okay. And for those points, we want to use this moxa, the heat, the fragrance of the medicine and the penetrate skin, and to help change the balance.
So you go close to the skin?
You close, for example, if you say if I want to moxa here, and put on here until you feel quite hot, and take it away.
Okay.
And then put it back again. You feel hot, you take it again. So if you're hot, we take it again. But because by doing that, one thing to be careful, because when you burn something, you don't want this ash to burn your skin. Yes. So make sure this come out.
Tap it.
Yeah, come out. Just like smoke a cigar, something. Yeah. Okay. So number one. This is the most common one. But nowadays, there's one you can put on. We make it skin, make little cube or something, can be put on the end of the needles. So you put an acupuncture needle in, and then we stuck this on the needles, burn them. So the heat will penetrate through the needles to the body. Okay, so that's another one. And third one, yes, you can. Some people directly put this on the skin, either directly or put on the nail of some medicine. For example, ginger. We cut ginger very small piece. So we put a ginger. Let's say you want to put it here again. We put one piece of ginger here first, and then on top of that we put a moxa.
Okay.
So therefore, you're not direct but indirect, or garlic or something.
Okay.
So that also have a double medical effect. Wow. The heat, the moxa plus ginger. So this medicine will have a good effect, and particularly very good for lots of pain, like especially stomach pain, and particularly very good for women have a menstrual pain.
And so you put that near the ovaries,
near the tummy,
okay, yeah.
near the sort of a lower abdominal. You just warmed up,
okay, yeah.
And they're very effective, better than taking any old painkillers.
Right.
When women have period pain, sometimes the crowd they're really painful in the bed, can't do anything. Instead of taking 10, 20 paracetamol, just maybe one stick. This cigar will help you. Okay. You can do yourself at home.
So they put that.
We won't burn you because you are. If you do this way, it will not burn you.
Yeah.
So you can always just only bad effect is a bit of smoking. But if you have a room without, if you don't worry about smoking, you put on there, very effective. And joints too. Many people have joint pain in the winter. Your joints, many people in the West have arthritis, particularly old people. In the winter, their joints are painful. So therefore, use this. If any joints pain, you put just move, because this is a kind of just a vaguely area. It's not like a needles. You have to be exactly same point. Just around the point is fine. So this is moxa. So the good thing is moxa is, generally speaking, easy to apply. You don't have to be, doctor or Chinese doctor. You can do it by yourself. Okay. But of course, there's another few safety issues. Number one, you don't burn. You don't cause fire. Okay, that's the number one, safety. Number two is that to make sure the ashes will fall not in the skin. Okay, you just make sure from time to time they clear, just like smoking. Yeah. Make sure the ashes come out first. Okay.
So you said that this is something you can do on your own, like you can do this at home. So the safety things that you've mentioned are that you have to make sure that you don't burn the skin and that the ashes also don't burn like you or so. So you have to look after both of those things. Are there any other safety concerns with it?
No, obviously, there's certain condition. That's again, we have to back to what it's used for. Yeah. Because this is for heating. Yes. It's a warming. So in other words, you have a heat condition, don't use it. Yes. So if you say, I have a skin, like eczema, skin infection, all these things, don't use it because they're hot conditions. Yeah. So therefore you have to choose the condition you use. Okay. And in fact, in order to make safety better, and the Chinese lately using this kind of sort of thing.
Very
so
flash.
Just like little, you can see there's a net here.
Mesh,
there's a net here. So what it could do, you can actually burn one stick of. You can eat it up. Just throw it into it. Okay. And just cover. Put on the points you want. Just put on the points you want. And then the ashes will not falling down because there's a net. There's a net. So it will not burn you down. Okay. So and sometimes do that. Or sometimes we do this way. We put something like this. You burn in order to hold handing on. You put on there. So let's keep burning. Still same again. The net. Okay. And you put on. Cool. So therefore make it easy to apply. Yeah. So if you lie down, if a woman put herself, you can knit it up, put on the tummy. You just leave it feel. If you're too hot, you take it away. Yeah. If you're not too hot, put it back. Okay. And this is burning. So this is what we call traditional sort of way. But now, that's interestingly, there's a new, because sometimes people fed up all this smoke. So there's some company making, we call them long smoking. Okay, so this is a long smoking one. I mean, although they call them long smoking, it's not 100% non-smoking. There's some smoke, but not as strong.
And it won't set a fire alarm off or anything like that. Okay.
That's why in normal clinic now, for example, in my clinic, or even in our hospital clinic, we don't use them because often set up a fire alarm, which is a disaster. Yeah. Because then you set a whole alarm, the whole building, the people has to be evacuated, and that's going to make people very angry. Yeah. So therefore, we normally give to them, like even those moxa, this thing. Sometimes this whole pack. So we'll give people, say, okay, you give you a cigar or give 2 cigars for you can help me do yourself. Okay, sure. The DIY. Yeah. So this is probably better. But again, even when you DIY, just to make sure not causing fire, not cause burning. So 2 issues, most important, the safety. Wow. And personally, I'm not very keen on using so-called non-smoking ones because I want to have a medical good result. So as a good old-fashioned is better. So this is a good.
Who would you recommend this for? It seems like it is easy enough to do at home on your own. So perhaps if a woman has period pain, she could take one and just like heat it up, like you said, just do it herself, make sure it's not too hot. But you also recommend that it's for people who are like the damp or the cooler kind of people. So you have to kind of know who you are first from a Chinese doctor, and then they would know to give it to you or to not give it to you.
Yeah, this is exactly. So everything we got to do properly. Yeah. So the Chinese doctor, real doctor, always properly to analyze you first. Yes. To see what kind of body you are. Once we establish that, so if we think you're cold, damp, or kind of blood stasis, And in fact, most of the pain are caused by those.
Yeah.
Cold, damp, and the blood stasis. So if that is established, and then this is very good.
Yeah.
The Moxa definitely is a wonderful one, very safe and very easy and very cheap to use.
Yeah, great.
You just buy a few of those, use it at home, save you take paracetamol, take any painkillers. And also, and in fact, lots of children, baby, when have stomach pain, you just use a little bit, not burn the skin, of course.
Yeah.
With the tummy or even with the back, the children will do very well, digest very well.
Okay, great.
And in fact, many of the children, or even yourself, have a long-term diarrhea. This is what we cold and damp. Long-term diarrhea. I mean, nowadays they call them like sort of IBS or maybe Crohn's, all these conditions. This is a very good method to help yourself.
Okay, excellent.
And that's better than all these steroids, all these drugs.
Yeah.
And because they really warm up stomach, make all the digestion better, so body start absorb water better, not too much water getting in the stool, so the bowels won't be so loose or diarrhea.
Okay, nice.
And so that's the simple way.
Okay, well that's very effective. Thank you for showing us this magical thing that I have not even heard before, but it sounds so common. Is it very common in China?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But in fact, nowadays in China, they even further develop some new kind of moxa. Basically, you can stick on it like a plaster.
Oh, cool.
You can
like a nicotine patch.
Yeah,
but it's
you can
not
put
at
up on
all.
that. On top, there's a little moxa you burn.
Right.
And when there's a burn, you take this plaster out, and you put another one you burn. So therefore, there's a lot of improvement.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter what new improvement or invention, the basic principle is moxa heating.
Yeah. And not actually burning or touching the skin, but just around the skin, so you can feel that warmth.
So that's whether it's directly put on or just cover the gap, or put on through the ginger, through the garlic, or through other things, and or even through the net I just showed you. They're all similar things.
Brilliant. All right, well, there it is. An explanation of Moxibustion?
Moxibustion.
Yeah. So, yes, things that you can...
This is moxa. Use a moxa.
It's a moxa cigar or moxa stick.
Yeah.
And anyone
you burn
can
this one.
use these at home. As long as you've checked with your Chinese doctor what your constitution is and they recommend it for you. So, there it is. Thank you very much,
You're
Dr.
welcome.
King. Excellent.